Okay guys, I'm here today with Paul Schreiner, huge honor for me. Guys, Paul just shot an entire instructional all about armbar, so armbars from everywhere. And today he's going to show us here one of his favorite ones. That's the one that people use the most at Marcelo Garcia School. That's the armbar from side control. So I'm very excited to learn from Paul, and let's do it.
Bliss. So we're going to do an arm lock from side control on the far side arm. So off an underhook basically. So we address in the instructional how to isolate this arm, but here we're just going to imagine we have the underhook to start. I'm going to drag my opponent up, closing my elbow down so his shoulder is exposed, and I'm going to use both hands. So I want to make sure exactly like what Bernardo was doing. If he wants to throw his elbow to the or his shoulder back to the mat, I'm going to have this hand here pushing as well, and all my weight. Okay, now we're just going to rotate a little bit. So we do a little cleanup here. We want to address this arm because this arm is going to be where a lot of the problems come from if he frames or pushes my trailing foot back into his half guard. So we're going to address this arm before we go. And so to start, we're going to use this knee. I'm going to cross over and cross back. We can even place hold with this foot if we want to switch. So we end up here with our knee pointed back towards our opponent's legs. Now we're going to start to step over the head in preparation, propping our opponent up on their side. When we're ready, we pull this elbow up and we're going to blade our foot, throwing our foot through this space. Very important here is I'm not trying to spin all the way through the arm lock. It's going to be more cutting the corner and falling. So this does a couple things for us here. Okay, elbows are closed still, leg heavy. Notice for my opponent to get his hands together, he has to go around my shin, so it's gonna be very difficult here. So I'm gonna intercept this wrist, bringing this back down to my shoulder, and then there's a redundancy built into this arm lock. This is a layered attack. There's actually two arm locks here. So as I close the elbows, you notice just returning to the normal orientation of the arm lock for me here should elicit a tap from my opponent. So watch, just as I start to turn, he's already tapping. Yeah. If I lose control of that arm a bit, I can also come all the way back to the arm lock and finish with the traditional arm lock. So
super tight. So one more time, Paul.
Yeah, so we're gonna find this underhook. I have both hands doubling up. I'm gonna pull myself back and up. I like to pick this leg up here so I'm higher than my opponent, so it's gonna be easier to win scrambles if I do lose the position. And it also allows me to project more weight into this forearm, which is what's keeping him on his side. We're gonna have both hands concentrating to keep this shoulder from returning to the mat. And now we're gonna work to clean up this arm. So we can use the inside knee to scrape it out, place hold, and switch. We can use the same side knee to pin. If my opponent wants to grab my pants or something and block me, I'm just gonna bring his arm back to throw that over, break the grip, start to walk myself in. I'm propping my opponent's shoulder up. The weight has to shift to the leg that's pinning the arm so that my other leg is free to move. As we pull that arm up, giving a gap, we blade our foot and fall straight to the side. No posting the arm, that's very important. As my opponent tries to get the hands together, go ahead and try it, Bernardo. No, I'm gonna intercept, bring this hand to my shoulder, close my elbows, locking in the rotation, and now start to turn my hip. So there's the first arm lock here. If I miss that, we can go and find our traditional arm lock there as well.
Yeah. So guys, I'm glad Paul is teaching this technique because I remember training at Marcelo's, everybody would do this thing about trapping the arms. So, Paul, for example, you're attacking the armbar, you are not only thinking about this arm, you are also thinking about the other arm, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And almost remind me like Marcelo's back attack as well, because when he's doing back attacks, he's always trapping the arms.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then also in the side control, we are also trapping the arms. So I don't see many people doing that, like attacking side control, trapping both arms, and just like Just to make sure everybody understands the trapping, so can you just go to that part again?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we trap this arm, we can prevent many of his later defenses. He loses the ability to frame, to get his hand together, to hide, push my foot back inside the half guard, which can be a strong, really late stage defense to these arm locks where we turn over here. So when I'm on my side here, I have both my legs and even potentially this arm just to work against his arm here. So there should be nowhere that his arm can hide from me. Okay, if he tries to hide his elbow and keep his hand super tight, my back knee will come and scrape and take care of that.
Yeah, but guys, pay attention about how many options he has to trap my arm. So look how focused he is on trapping my arm.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah, I'm not going to go for the armbar here in this really methodical way if this arm isn't controlled. Okay, so we can just cross that through and cross back and pin.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We can place hold, and you'll feel
Check this out. Yeah, my arm's completely stuck here.
The arch of your foot is going to conform and fit like a puzzle piece over that inside plane or surface of his wrist. And now we can lace the foot through.
Man, it's amazing.
Yeah, if you hold that grip, Bernardo, again, you're thinking that you're going to stop me from stepping over your head.
Yep.
So we're just going to bring this back and feed.
Man, that's amazing.
Right over.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we can stretch and break the grip. Okay, so we have a lot of options as you mentioned to trap that arm.
Yeah. So guys, look how different is this. Like everybody's on side control. Just think about like armbar, kimura, chokes. Paul is thinking about how he can control your both arms, and once he gets the control for both arms, you're pretty much like done. So that was really, really good, Paul. Hey guys, Paul just shot this entire instruction all about armbars from everywhere, and it's gonna come out at IBJJFanatics.com soon, so make sure to check that out, and maybe by the time you're watching, it's already there. So thank you, Paul. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
IBJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTube Faria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.